If you're drowning in credit card debt and wondering if there's a way to get rid of that debt, stay right here because what I'm about to share could change everything for you. Hi, I'm Rob, a financial coach for over 20 years. I get how confusing debt can feel, especially with so many sketchy ads out there. So I'm here to break down what's real, what's not, and how you can finally start taking control of your debt with confidence and clarity. Look, I know you're feeling overwhelmed, maybe even embarrassed about your debt situation, but I need you to know you're not alone in this. Millions of Americans are struggling with credit card debt right now, but the good news is you do have options to reduce or even eliminate what you owe. Today, we're going to cover 3 proven strategies that can help you get rid of credit card debt without paying the full amount. We'll discuss your rights when you can't pay your credit cards, ways to stop paying credit cards in full, what to expect when you stop making credit card payments, how to protect yourself when you stop paying credit card debt, and what alternatives are out there if you don't want to stop paying completely. By the end of this video, you'll have a clear roadmap for taking full control of your debt. Let's get started. If you're struggling to pay off credit card debt, here's what you need to know about your rights. First, let's get one thing straight. You cannot go to jail for not paying your credit card debt. Credit card debt isn't a criminal matter, it's civil, but that doesn't mean that there aren't some consequences. When you stop making payments, here's what can happen. Your credit score will take a hit, you'll start getting collection calls and letters, and credit card companies will usually add interest and fees to your original balance and could reset your interest rates. And yes, your creditors can sue you, and if they win that lawsuit, they may be able to garnish your wages or freeze your bank account. But here's the thing, you absolutely have rights throughout this entire process. Under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, third-party debt collectors can't harass you, call you at unreasonable hours, or lie about what they can do to you. Imagine Sarah, who owes $15,000 across 3 credit cards. She's been getting threatening calls saying that she'll be arrested if she doesn't pay immediately.
You're not getting away with this.
That's illegal and untrue. Debt collectors can't threaten arrest for unpaid credit card debt. If you feel that a debt collector is harassing you, you can send them a cease and desist letter, request proof from them that the debt is real, or file a complaint with state and federal agencies. Remember, you're not powerless and you do have protections. Drop a comment below if a debt collector has ever threatened you or told you something that didn't sound right. What if I told you there are actual strategies you can use to get rid of credit card debt? Well, here are the 3 most common. Option 1, debt settlement. This is where you or a debt professional like Freedom Debt Relief negotiates with your credit card company to accept less than what you owe. For example, imagine you owe $10,000 on a card. Through negotiation, you might settle for $6,000 and the remaining $4,000 is forgiven. Keep in mind, fees are associated with your settlement. One thing to know is that debt settlement will negatively impact your credit. But the good news is, once your debts are settled, your total debt should decrease, improving your debt to income ratio, which is a key factor for your credit score. Option 2, Chapter 7 bankruptcy. Chapter 7 bankruptcy can completely erase your credit card debt, but you'll likely have to give up what are called non-exempt assets. Things like vacation homes, luxury vehicles, expensive collectibles, as well as non-retirement investments. However, other assets like your primary home, a modest car, and your retirement investments are often protected. In other words, you'll have to turn over many of your most valuable possessions in order to pay off your debt. You'll also have to pass what's called a means test, proving you don't have enough disposable income to repay your debts. So for many people, Chapter 7 just isn't a viable option. Option 3, Chapter 13 bankruptcy. Think of Chapter 13 bankruptcy as a court-supervised payment plan. You pay what you can afford for 3 to 5 years, and whatever's left gets forgiven. For instance, imagine Mike owes $50,000 in credit card debt, but can only afford to repay $300 a month. Under Chapter 13, he might pay $300 monthly for 5 years, which is $18,000 total, and the remaining $32,000 gets wiped out. The benefit of Chapter 13 is you get to keep your assets as long as you follow the payment plan. However, the value of those assets will be factored into the amount that you have to pay, and you're required to have an income high enough to make those monthly payments. It's important to know that with both Chapter 7 and 13, your credit will be negatively affected. The bankruptcy will stay on your credit report for 7 to 10 years, and they both can prevent you from opening or using new credit. Each of these 3 options has pros and cons, and what will work best for you will depend on your specific situation. The key here is that these are all legitimate ways to reduce or eliminate your debt. Which of these options surprised you the most? Let me know in the comments. Now, before you rush to stop making payments on your credit cards, you need to be aware of the consequences. So let's walk through an example timeline so you're not caught off guard. In the first few months, you'll get late payment fees and your interest rates might go up. Your credit score will also drop. sometimes by as much as 60 to 100 points. In months 3 to 6, your credit card company will likely charge off your account by selling it to a collection agency. Now, instead of your original creditor, you're dealing with debt collectors who can be much more aggressive and might even harass you. In months 6 to 12, calls and letters from collectors will intensify and your credit score will continue to fall. And at 12 months and beyond, you might face a lawsuit from your creditor. If the creditor wins, they can garnish your wages or levy your bank account to get the money they're owed. Let's imagine a worst case scenario. Jennifer stops paying on her $8,000 credit card balance, and after 6 months, her account is sold to a collection agency. A year later, she's sued by her creditor and has 25% of her wages garnished. But here's a crucial fact to remember. If you're proactive and use one of the strategies we discussed earlier, you could avoid this type of scenario. The key is not to just stop paying your debt and hope it goes away. To get rid of debt, you need a strategy. Have you ever wondered what happens to your debt after it gets charged off? Share your questions below. If you do plan to stop paying your credit cards, here's how to protect yourself from the worst. Know your rights. Keep a copy of the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act handy and document every call and interaction you have with debt collectors. Understand the exemptions. In most states, certain assets are protected from creditors. Things like your primary residence, necessary vehicles, household goods, and retirement accounts can't be taken. Get everything in writing. If you negotiate a settlement, get the agreement in writing before you pay a single penny. Never trust a verbal agreement. Work with a professional. Sometimes it's worth working with a bankruptcy attorney or a debt settlement company like Freedom Debt Relief. They know the system inside and out and can protect you from making costly mistakes. For example, imagine Tom tried to settle his debt on his own, but didn't get the agreement in writing. The collection agency later claimed he still owed the full amount and sued him for it. Don't be like Tom. Lastly, plan for taxes. If you settle debt for less than you owe, the forgiven amount might be considered taxable income. There are exceptions if you're insolvent, but you should plan accordingly. Contact a tax professional to avoid any bad surprises come tax season. What's your biggest concern when it comes to dealing with debt collectors? Drop it in the comments below so we can help each other and put our fears to rest. What if there was a way to get debt relief without stopping payments? Well, it's true. Sometimes the nuclear option isn't your only choice or even the best choice. Here are some alternatives that might work if you don't want to stop making payments completely. Debt consolidation. This means taking out one loan to pay off all of your credit cards at once. And if you qualify for a lower interest rate, your monthly payments could drop significantly. Imagine Maria has 5 credit cards with payments totaling $800 a month at various high interest rates. She gets a debt consolidation loan at a lower rate and now pays just $500 a month for one loan instead of juggling payments for 5 different cards. Hardship programs. Call your credit card companies directly. Many offer temporary relief programs that can lower your interest rates, reduce your payments, or even pause your payments for a few months. Now, these programs aren't advertised, but they do exist. You just have to ask. Credit counseling. Nonprofit credit counseling agencies can help you create a debt management plan that consolidates your payments and often reduces interest rates. But the key is to explore these options before your situation becomes desperate. Prevention is always better than trying to deal with a crisis. Have you ever tried calling your credit card company to ask for help? Share your experience in the comments, good or bad. It helps others know what to expect. Look, dealing with debt can feel overwhelming and scary, but remember, you're not alone and you do have options. We've covered 3 ways to reduce your credit card debt, what to expect if you stop paying, how to protect yourself when you stop paying credit card debt, and alternatives that might work too. But the most important thing I want you to remember is ignoring your debt won't make it go away. Instead, taking strategic action at the right time could give you room to breathe and the fresh start you deserve. Now, if this video helps you see a light at the end of the tunnel, please hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos on debt relief, budgeting, or financial freedom. And remember, for more detailed information about debt relief options, visit freedomdebtrelief.com. Your journey to a better financial future starts today. You've got this. Thanks for watching.